Alright, hey, what's going on? So, guitar review today, and we've got the Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro. Looks incredible, hey? Look at that. So I'm going to be basing this off of three judging categories. There's A for anatomy, and talking about the body, the neck, and the feel of the guitar. Then there's X for explosiveness, which is the sound and the hardware. And E, enjoyability. Now that's going to be the looks and just how it feels to play and what's it like. Okay, so without further ado. Alright, there we go. So let's start with the anatomy then, the body and the neck and the feel. The one thing I do want to comment on is the neck is a more modern neck. So this is a 2019 Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro, and I do believe that the more modern Gibsons and Epiphones now have a D-shaped neck, which is a little bit slimmer and a little bit faster, so they say. Many people like this, you know, like the modern Ibanez, or Ibanez I've had for years with the different wizard necks and any sort of shreddy guitar. But personally, I prefer the Les Pauls to have a bit of a thicker neck, more of that old school C-shaped neck where you can really sort of dig in and feel the notes. So this took me a little while to get used to, just based on the neck. It is pretty thin, you can't really see from this video. You can't really see from that, but it's quite thin. It does feel a bit more of a sort of faster. But that being said, it's still really nice. It takes a while to get used to, especially if you've been playing depends on what guitar you play, but we all probably know Les Pauls are quite hard to access, high up the neck and so on. But the feel's great. Yeah, it's a Les Paul. I mean, they have their sort of issues. Is it the most comfortable guitar? Probably not, but you know what you're getting with a Les Paul. You get used to it, and they're cool. So, simply, I think it's awesome. I can't really fault it. It's like proper heavy. It feels like a Gibson, to be honest. If it didn't have Epiphone on there, would I know that it was an Epiphone? If you just put a Gibson neck on here and disguised it? Probably not, from my understanding. I mean, I don't think I could tell, and I do have a Gibson Les Paul, and I've played loads of them. So yeah, we'll get to the next part, but what would I rate this out of 10 for the anatomy? I'm going to give it a solid 7. Anyway, on to explosiveness, so the actual sound. Decent sustain. Anyway, yeah, the sound is awesome. It's got what, like Pro Bucker 2 and a Pro Bucker 3, I think. Really good pickups. And a bit about the hardware as well in this category. It's got Grover tuners. So yeah, like Gibson spec tuners. The bridge, I mean, Gibson bridge, I don't know to be honest, but it stays in tune really well. It's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely well made. The binding's awesome. It's just incredible. Oh yeah, it's also got coil taps on both pickups, and it's got an out of phase. So I never use them, to be honest, because I don't really want my Les Paul as a single coil. You might not be able to hear it so much. I'll give some clean tones at the end, but that's on single. You can hear the difference. Single. Let me roll off a little. can hear the difference actually. I barely ever play in the single coil settings on this, so you can just pop out the, you can just pop up the volume controls, and there's also out of phase, which is awesome, especially because I love Gary Moore and Peter Green. So. Can't hear it too clearly, to be honest, in the outer phase there, but normally if you go up a bit higher, it becomes quite prominent. Oh, sorry, I was in the wrong setting. Here we go, you'll hear it now. Right? Pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean, for eXplosiveness, I was getting a bit carried away there. I'm going to give this, I mean, a 10. Why not? It sounds incredible. It is incredible. It sounds awesome. I mean, I could just give it a 9 or an 8 or something, but what am I really comparing it to? I don't know. But kind of comparing it to my Gibson Les Paul Classic, and this sounds awesome. That's all I'm going to say. This sounds awesome. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is it worthy of a 10? Probably going to end up giving all these reviews 10s on something. But anyway, so we've had A, anatomy done, X, explosiveness. Now let's head over to our last little section of E, enjoyability. That's just where I'm talking about the looks and the fun to play. So let's start with the looks. It looks incredible. I mean, there's not really, I hope you can all see it actually, I haven't really checked the camera yet, but I hope you can see it, and it just looks incredible to me, right? Look at that black and gold hardware, the binding, the neck. I mean, the gloss finish on the back's questionable. I personally prefer, wooden necks. The gloss finish sometimes becomes a little bit sticky, or just it's not as smooth to play on. But man, this looks incredible. I mean, check it out. Is enjoyability purely about the looks and the fun? I mean, you've got coil tap, you've got an awesome guitar that sounds so great. I don't know, why not I'm going to give it a 10 for enjoyability as well, because I love playing it. It's incredible, I always want to pick it up. This is set up with 10s and it's in standard tuning. Yes, it's awesome. So there we go, the Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro gets a 27 on the axe scale. All right, let it all play out, and peace everyone.